Hey y'all. Hey again. So, your girl is back with another episode of the Black Girls Introverts podcast. It's your girl Shania. Hope you missed me again, 'cause I definitely miss y'all. So, today we're going to be talking about grief. So, I hope you guys remember on the last episode, I basically talked about was losing my father, July 24th, 2022. And it was something that came out of nowhere. I got the call when I was at work. My auntie had called me. I was at work. I kind of knew something was wrong because she never typically call me. She never calls me right in the middle of the day. It was around 12 p.m. It was definitely very random. I kind of felt like something was off. I was like, she never calls me around these times. It's definitely not like her. Definitely something is going on. I couldn't answer anyway because I was busy working. And then she texted me saying to call my grandmother. I'm like, okay, something really bad has happened. I was like, it's either my grandmother or it has something to do with my father. I just automatically knew. So it was around break time that I called my grandmother. I called her my Meemaw. And I called my Meemaw and she answered, and I was just basically like, what's going on? Is something going on with you? And she said, no, it's your father. He's passed away. And when I tell you, I just burst into tears. It was one of the worst cries that I ever I never want to have that type of hurt ever again. It was horrible. When I got that call, I was just completely in disbelief. I was just like, wait, what? I was like, my father? And then she was like, yeah, I am so sorry. He had passed away the night before. I just really couldn't believe it. And I don't know, even after I hung up the phone, I didn't leave work. I don't know. I just kind of went back to work. I I don't know. Maybe I was just in a state of shock. It was just wait, what? Nah. Nah. He didn't pass away. What? I was quiet the rest of the shift. I don't know. It was just a state of shock to me. And after the shift, I went home. Before I called off work, I called my mother and was basically in tears telling her what happened, and she was just basically in shock as well. So after work, I went home. My mother was basically consoling me about it, and my sister was there with me, and it was a Monday that I got the call, and the funeral was Friday. So I basically had to pack my clothes and get ready to hit the road on that Thursday. Those next few days, was horrible. I couldn't sleep. Even after waking up from sleeping, I would just wake up in such heartache. My heart was severely broken. And as you guys know, or probably don't remember, that me and my father, we really never had the best relationship growing up. But we really didn't really have a relationship. He was there up until I was probably about 8, and things just kind of went down spiral from there. It was hard waking up with heartbreak every single day. Even driving up to the funeral home, I just started crying wow, this is really real. I'm really about to attend my own father's funeral. and walking up to him, like seeing him in the casket, I don't know, I just kind of felt this sense of calmness over me. I was looking at him, I didn't cry. I just felt calm for some reason. I think that he was there consoling me spiritually. That's what I believe. I was just like, wow, he's really gone. He's really not here anymore. And the last time I saw him alive was spring break of 2019. Even then, we didn't really speak that much. It was basically kind of awkward, you know, like we didn't really have a relationship. It's just like, what can I say? What can I do? What can I say to try to make a relationship with this person, you know? It was hard. I think it was hard for him too at the time when he was alive. Like, dang, like my daughter's grown. Like, how do I build a relationship with her now? I don't know, but it's just like even now, it's pretty much still unbelievable that he's gone. It's been almost 6 months, and it's just like, wow, I really don't have a parent here anymore. And you know, I sometimes just still cry, like in my car or when I'm about to go to sleep. I think about him sometimes and I just start crying. Like, it's hard losing a parent, even though you weren't close with that parent. You know, a part of you still dies with them. That was still your parent, you know, your other half. Dealing with that it really has been hard for me. How he passed away was basically he overdosed. Um, that's what makes it even harder, because for the longest time I didn't even know that he was using, because even the last time I saw him, he didn't look like he was, you know, using anything. So I never really suspected, you know, that. But yeah, he died of an accidental overdose. Yeah, that just basically makes it even harder to come to terms with. And grief is something else, because one day you could be happy and in 30 minutes later you're just like completely heartbroken. Like how I said earlier, there's no perfect way of dealing with grief. Everyone deals with grief in their own type of way. I tried going to therapy about it. The therapist that I was talking to, she really wasn't a good fit, so I'm basically trying to find a different one. Sometimes you have to try different therapists to find the perfect one. But it's definitely been a difficult journey for me. I just wish that, you know, we just would have been close. I would have loved to have a father, you know, being there for me, like growing up and things. I know he definitely loved me, of course, but I just wish that the relationship was there. And I can only imagine like what my grandmother is going through, like losing her son in that type of way, especially at her age. Like, that's rough to bury your own child like in your 70s. Like, I can't imagine that type of pain. I can't. I went down to Birmingham, Alabama for Thanksgiving. Everyone seemed like in better spirits, of course. You know, everyone had a good time, but I still just couldn't really be myself because my father wasn't there. If he was alive, he would have been at Thanksgiving dinner for sure. It was hard. It was different, you know. And I really felt bad for my Meemaw, because I could just see in her eyes like how sad she was that her son wasn't there, you know. It's still kind of hard for her to talk about him. She told me that she still hasn't been to his gravesite yet. I know I definitely want to go. I definitely want to, like, put flowers there. I'll do it one day. I don't know when. But yeah, the whole grieving process, losing a father, it's been something else. I'm gonna sit there and lie. It's definitely been something else. I just wish things were different. I just wish things were really different. I miss him. I miss him all the time. I know we really didn't have a relationship, but still miss him. If you guys have any advice that you can give me about dealing with grief of some sort, I could definitely take it, and I'm definitely looking for another therapist. But I don't know. Grief, it's hard, but I'm definitely pushing through every single day and striving towards my goals. I definitely want to make him proud. I know he's definitely with me, watching over me. Yeah, I was nervous about talking about this, but I know I wanted to talk about it. Yeah, I definitely need to talk about it. Like, talking about it now even makes me feel better about the whole situation. But yeah, just gotta keep pushing. Like, unfortunately, life has to keep going. Like, life doesn't stop, unfortunately, and I hate that. I just wish that life would pause just for like a moment so I could sit there and like really deal with it. But life still goes on. I still have to work and do all these adult things that I have to do, which I don't want to do. I hate adulting so much. But you just still gotta keep pushing forward and be around people that make you happy. And I definitely had that in my family, thankfully. I always had them. I always had my mom for a shoulder to cry on. And I have my sister. I love her dearly. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey. It's definitely been something. I definitely don't want to make this whole thing awkward now. I know I keep pausing and not talking, but just really sitting here, really trying to take it all in. Because even the other day, when I was about to go to sleep, I just couldn't stop thinking about him, and I just started crying. I just couldn't stop crying. I even just have my moments of just like sitting there thinking about him, even when I'm at work, even at the grocery store, just basically doing anything. But everything takes time. You definitely never get over the hurt. I mean, how can you? I can only imagine if we were close. But I know he's there with me in spirit and will continue to do so. I know he loved me very much. I love my dad. And the healing process, it just has to take time. Like, healing takes time, unfortunately. But if you guys want to talk about it in the comments or whatnot, talk to me in the DMs about, if you've been through something similar, I'm definitely here. And we can definitely be there for each other. That's what it's all about with this community. I love you guys so much. And I will be talking to you again on the next episode.